From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Cascade Paint Supply is Redding's oldest family-owned paint store, established in 1953. We are the largest Dunn Edwards dealer in the nation, and most of our products are made in the U.S. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to answer your questions and help you today.
Well, good morning, everyone. You may have heard about some of that storm damage that we saw in Oroville last night with the storm system that passed through. Now, storm chaser Justin Stolman sent me these images. Now, you can see here, this is an apartment complex in Oroville. You can see some of the there was actually some uprooted trees as well, but there were some broken branches, of course, kind of blown all over the area, really. You can also see right here, kind of hard to see, but that actually is a shingle. So there were some shingles that were blown off the roof of the apartment complex. And of course, you can see here is PG&E working on some of the damaged power lines as well. So this is just something that happened last night. The National Weather Service has not put out any kind of report indicating that there was a tornado or anything of the nature. However, I would say based on what we saw here, probably just looking at some strong winds that created a lot of that damage here. So if I hear any more reports about this, I'll of course be sure to let you know, but that is the latest coming out of Oroville. Want to thank Justin Stolman for sending in these images. All right, let's take a look at our weather headlines. The rain is wrapping up today. Now, there's going to be some showers. We could even see still an isolated thunderstorm again here, especially this morning. But as we go through the day, the storm system's shifting southward. So as a result, we're going to be looking at that rain kind of moving on out of here. Now, the snow levels will still be high, mainly above 6,000 feet. And at this point, now as I look at the latest forecast models this morning, I am seeing indication that we will be dry after today through Christmas, with the exception of Friday, which we'll get into here in a second. All right, so we do have a weak system that'll be kind of passing on through at that point. But look at the storm totals as of 4 o'clock this morning since Sunday. Over 3 inches of rain in Redding. You can see as you head south, not as much, but still anywhere from basically 1.82, 1.38 to over 3 inches northward into Redding. Now you can see here we're not seeing as much for the coast, but still fairly impressive, and not very much rainfall off to the north and east. And that's really been the trend of this storm. We just haven't seen much of that flow making its way into the northeastern portions of the state. So getting you through the day, the main thing I really want to point out, we're seeing more breaks in the clouds. I think we're going to see more sunshine today. There are going to be some scattered showers, but the overall intensity of the rain is not going to be quite what we've seen over the last few days. We're finally getting a break from all that, and it's wrapping itself up here for today. So again, even for the coast, inland, and Trinity County, we could see some breaks in the clouds, but still a chance for showers, and again, maybe even an off chance for a thunderstorm as well. This is the storm system, and it came from the Gulf of Alaska. It's a cold one, but it's just riding down the coast. So what we have here is the area of low pressure. It's moving to the south and east. You've got that flow around the low, so we're still seeing a lot of that moisture now. But as this moves down to the south and east, we are going to get more kind of to the north of the storm, and we begin to see things begin to clear up a little bit here. Let's take a look at Futurecast. Here we take you into the noon hour today. And again, you see that flow coming around that area of low pressure I was just talking about, right? It's still bringing some showers in there. Could see an isolated thunderstorm in there as well. But notice we're not seeing much for the east or the north. So things are drying out really through the day for places like Modoc County, not to mention Siskiyou County. Then we go into 5 p.m. today, mainly down to the south at this point, and now it's dry north of that. And then it dries out here for tonight and into Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, yeah, just a couple of clouds passing through. Now, you can see a little bit of disturbances trying to kind of push through, but I'm going to keep it dry through the day on Thursday. Now, as we go into Friday, I want to show you something. You see what's going on up to our north. We're seeing a very weak disturbance pass through the Pacific Northwest. We do have a chance for a few showers kind of trying to pop up here. It's a colder system, so I've got those snow levels down a little bit lower, but when you look at the 7-day forecast, don't get too super excited about the lower snow levels and looking at tons of snow, because as you can see here, it's just not a very strong system. So anything we get out of it is going to be very weak. Now, looking at the forecast rain totals, and again, we're mainly just kind of talking about today going into tonight. you see how it's just not picking up on as much rainfall. Now, we could be looking at more in some spots, but you get the idea. We're seeing the trend go downward when it comes to the amount of rain that we're going to see, all right? And then we take a look at the snow, and yeah, you have to go up pretty high, and even that is looking pretty minimal here for today into tomorrow morning as well. Looks like the road conditions will be improving as well. This has been the main concern and the main problem here is on Highway 44 around Bogard Ranger Station and the intersection of 44 and 36 west of Susanville. That's been the main area that we've seen problems. So those conditions should improve here for today, and not to mention tonight going into tomorrow morning. So if you drive a big rig, for example, and you've got to get out on those roads, you should be in better shape. However, just be prepared for maybe some slick spots, especially if it does freeze overnight in some of those higher elevations. So here we are as we take you into Friday. Of course, you can see most of that activity is up to the north. I showed you that here on Futurecast. Now let's take a look at the long range, taking you through the weekend. So what I want to show you here is this particular model is showing maybe something clipping just extreme northwestern California. I'm going to keep the weekend dry. We'll just see some clouds coming in out of that. It's off to the west of that we've got to keep our eyes on. All right, so we go into Christmas Day. Here's Monday, Christmas Day. You see, we've got the rain off to our west, but here's the thing. We've got high pressure, a weak one, but high pressure that's going to be enough to keep most of that rain up to our north. Now, as we go into Tuesday, look at Tuesday. You see how it mostly moves up to the north? That's because, again, high pressure is kind of pushing it northward. So as a result, Tuesday of next week, the day after Christmas, should be dry. But as we go into Wednesday, this looks like it is going to try to push on through, and that's going to bring us the potential for some rain and some lower elevation snow. Now, we're not talking 2,000 to 3,000 feet, but we're talking on average around 4,000 feet, so a bit lower than what we've been experiencing here. And looking at the long-range trend, basically the week of Christmas, we're seeing the long-range trend showing better chances of above normal rainfall. But I'll be honest with you, I think this might be overdoing it because I'm just not seeing anything as far as impressive amounts of rainfall, but we'll see. I mean, as we get toward the latter part of next week, I'm seeing some indication for some wet weather. So we'll have to kind of wait and see with that one. But above normal temperatures are still expected along the west coast here. Here are your wave heights for today. They're about 10 feet. We take you into Wednesday night, tonight into Thursday. And here you can see those wave heights are beginning to drop a little bit. Again, because that storm systems, this active weather is finally kind of moving itself out, so we should see those seas kind of calm down a bit. North winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Now, there is a small craft advisory here for today. Of course, you still saw those wave heights still pretty high, but conditions should improve, especially for tonight and going into tomorrow. Temperatures should be a bit warmer because we are going to see added sunshine, but we're also going to be looking at still a chance for a few isolated showers. If we see a stray thunderstorm, don't be surprised, but I wouldn't count on it. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s for the eastern mountains as well as Siskiyou County. Mainly in the low 50s for Trinity County today, about 60 inland and low 60s along the coast. All right, let's take a look at your 7-day outlook, and boy, we got a bit out there to talk about. So there's that Friday system. Now, again, don't get overly excited when you look at this. So you can see the raindrops and maybe snow down to about 4,500 feet, but you saw on Futurecast just how insignificant it is. But I've got to at least tell you and warn you that you could run into a stray shower throughout the day on Friday for Siskiyou, Modoc, and even the eastern mountains. Of course, today you've got that chance. And then as we go through the weekend and Christmas Day and even the day after Christmas, I've taken out the rain. I'm gonna go ahead and set that in stone for now, but stay tuned. That may change. We'll see. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and keep that dry. There's your first day of winter tomorrow, by the way. So the winter solstice will occur tomorrow. And of course, that means the first day of winter will officially be here. But showers possibly today, nothing heavy as you saw, and then dry as we go through the weekend and into early next week. Your 7-day outlook for the North Coast, of course, the showers today. It's first day of winter is tomorrow. I've got the chance for showers in there, even including Trinity County. But as you start heading into Trinity County, into the valley, I think the chances for any shower activity is very minimal on Friday. And even the coast and inland, really not seeing much either. But the weekend looking dry. Christmas Day is looking dry, not to mention Tuesday. But we could be looking at the potential for some activity for next Wednesday.